What is poppin', my people? Just a boy random back in another video. Now, now y'all wondering, Brandon, why you recording? Why you sound like this, fam? Because I'm in a super chill mood, yo. For those of you who survived the cringe epileptic procedure that I just bestowed upon you, how are you doing? By the title of this video, you probably know was a video about pranks. Again, this is your boy Random. Really sick because I'm recording this. And you heard me sneeze, which is pretty disgusting. But I have faith that this recording is gonna go good. Anyway, that's enough filler for today. We're gonna be talking about pranks. This is gonna be all the pranks that I have seen and heard of, and some of them that I myself has made. I'm a really big fan of pranks, and I just want to say that pranks are really fun. Like, there are definitely some pranks that I heard of. They're crazy, and they were off the roof, and they were not, and then I do not approve of them at all. The first example of this was that basically they were, I was on Reddit and I heard there was the senior prank that was going on, that someone took a pig and he greased him up. He put lube all over it. And I don't know if you know this, but for those of you, if this video ever becomes popular, you don't know, pigs run. Pigs are wild. And if you try to grab it, and cause seeing a pig in a school hallway isn't normal. Like, okay, let's get this pig out. And the pigs start running wild and all this shit and that, and all that stuff. And then the janitor of the school, without thinking it twice, took his broom and stabbed the pig in the neck, killing it instantly. He was fired on the spot, and that was disgusting. Anyway, for a more lighter prank, this was one of my personal closest friends. I see him actually as a big brother. Here's a shot for you, Rico. He's not Rico, but yeah, it's similar to Rico. And basically, he told me, hey man, one of the senior pranks my school pulled was this, and he showed me that it was. Let me just say, this will grew my love of pranks. It was beautiful. There were a bunch of chairs stacked in the form of a mountain. There was hay everywhere, and for this teacher who hated Funyuns, those little chips that instead of chips are actually onions. They were Funyuns, or however the hell you pronounce them. Susan, please do not take this video down. Please do not demonetize me, please. Okay, now that we got rid of the begging, now let's go. And they basically bought a bunch of Funyuns, and they stick them to the ceiling, like, Christmas ornaments and stuff. I found it hilarious. Basically, after everyone saw the pranks, after everyone, tweeted, posted on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, it was all fun and games. The seniors will help out on cleaning the prank, and everything will go back to normal. No harm, no foul. But then, these were just some of the pranks that I heard, and one of the pranks from my school was the lamest. There was this teacher who didn't like balloons, so they put a bunch of balloons on top, and they thought, oh, that's what they're gonna do to commemorate the seniors because they're leaving. That was a prank. I was like, okay, that's super lame. And basically, recently, I want to say, in 2 days ago, I bought this Pringles can for the same teacher. The teacher, I'm gonna call him Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson had a killer mustache, and we always joked about his mustache, how hipster it looked, how everything it looked. And I say, oh, you look like the Pringles can guy, and Mario. Every character that had a mustache, I can guarantee you, I messed with him about it. Until one day I said, hey, I have an idea. And I started asking around people where I can find an old picture of Mr. Johnson. And one of these girls from the current seniors in my school said, oh, try his Facebook. And I was like, thank you so much. And one of my other friends, I'm going to call him Diego, since that's his real name, we're really close. I'm sure he doesn't mind. And if you do mind, Diego, well, I'm deeply sorry. This is how close we are that I'm gonna be deeply sorry for him if he gets mad. Anyway, so he said, "Oh, you should try one of my classmates." Diego recommended for me to go to one of his classmates because he had one of these texting things that I don't know if you people who are other watching this are called stickers that they send them via WhatsApp and other texting apps about Mr. Johnson. And basically, I never talked to his friends. I said, "Nah, I'm not. Yeah, they don't go with that." So I went with, stick. When I went with the Facebook option. So I went to his old Facebook and I found the perfect picture. I printed it. I cut it down. Then I convinced my mom to buy me a Pringles can. So I stole the tape from my house, which is something not stealing. I just borrowed it. So Susan, please do not demonetize me. And I taped that side of the face, and instead of saying the Pringles face, I put the Mr. Johnson's picture in it, and I taped it. And then, since he was my first class of the day, he let us in. He unlocked the door, and I put the Pringles can in front of his desk. And then, Mr. Johnson said, "Hey, who left those Pringles there?" And Mr. Johnson was always a super happy guy. He rolled with it. He was super cheerful. He he was one of those teachers when you got to get serious. He got serious, and then he saw Pringles can and just died of laughter. And he said, "Oh my God, look what happened!" And he showed it to everyone and was just laughing. And basically, this Pringles can was famous because everyone they didn't put it on Snapchat and everything, but for legal reasons and stuff, I'm not gonna put this can on the video. Just gameplay, or if I even have that. So basically, he was. This was a totally harmless prank. I didn't get into any trouble. Johnson didn't mind. No one mind. It was all fun and games. This is a good example of a prank. Not like the one I showed you. Not like the first one I talked about Space Pig. And no one got harmed in the process. It was a clean humor. For our next two pranks we're going to talk about, pure vandalism. I'm sorry. Basically, one of the reasons why senior pranks aren't allowed in my school was because they made really violent pranks. Like those went all off. One prank was that they literally vandalized the history teacher's classroom. Like people they ruined, they messed up, they completely trashed the whiteboards. They did something with the chairs that I don't remember about. All I know was their graduation got canceled for that prank. And another one was I was one time helping my the librarian, and I asked her about, hey, have you ever heard of some good pranks? And she said, oh, I know plenty of them. And basically, she said before her that there was a teacher who the students were just awful with. They put poison ivy on her hair, or was it they caught on fire? I don't know about you guys. Yeah. Well, it was between one of those. They did horrific acts against this teacher, and she told me that one of the pranks that one of the students did was they took a bunch of toothpicks and super glue, or regular glue, and just glued them to all the locks of the classrooms, and they have to replace each one of those locks because they didn't work no more. And yeah, that's that. And what's the other prank? Oh yeah, and I was a little kid, and I was just got into Boy Scout, and I was really getting into knots. I'm still into Boy Scout knots, and I'm really good at them. So basically, I took one. I took this square knot, and I learned that it's indestructible as long as you find two ropes of the same size. It was good to go. So I said, hey, wait a minute, I have the perfect plan. So I took cooking wire, or cooking twine, or whatever the hell you want to call it, and I tied it to, the back of the bed. But the bed frame, yeah. I tied it to the bed frame, and my sister was sleeping. And I tied the cooking, damn it, butcher's twine, and I square knotted to my sister's hair. And when she woke up, she was like, "Random, why did you do this to me?" And I was just dying of laughter. God, I was an awful child. I was a really terrible child, basically. And yeah, she was screaming and stuff. And I pulled a lot of pranks on her. And I even had to cut her hair. She got a new hairstyle, which I think it years later after that, which I think it is, just so I wouldn't pull that again on her. Since this video is getting a little long, this is gonna be probably the final prank which I pulled on my sister. Basically, one time there was a hurricane where I lived, and all the power was out. The fridge wasn't working, of course, so we had to use a beach cooler. So my mom bought these little sodas called Martas. I'm pretty sure they're sodas, and basically, when I was finishing the Malta, I drank all through and I said, wait, I got this, I have a plan. Cause I stopped drinking, I let just a little bit of Malta in there, and I put black coffee on it. And since Malta is a really dark drink, you could have noticed it. And I don't know if you know this, but I'm pretty sure it tasted pretty nasty. Basically, and I put the lid on top of it, and I put it back in the beach cooler, and I waited for my sister to come. This was actually meant for my father, who detested black coffee or any type of coffee. He hated coffee in general with all his heart. Basically, I said, "Hey, my sister's name. I love you some Malta because I didn't want to drink it all." She said, "Oh my God, this was so kind of random." She drank it in a big gulp, and she was like, "Random, random," and I was like dying of laughter again. God. But that's it for the video. I never done an April Fool's prank, which is kind of embarrassing. But I have way more pranks planned for the future. I just want to get off to school as a legend, not as a loser like I currently am now. And yeah, don't get, have a good one. Take it safe. Remember, vandalism and pranks aren't the same thing. And yeah, stay safe, have fun, and have a good one.